Yeah. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy, prosperous New Year. I know the good Lord has done a lot for us, and we pray that He will continue to do a lot in our lives because it's not easy, but we pray that the good Lord will always take good care of us. Yɛnim sɛ Nyankopɔn basa yi adom no bɛhwɛ yɛ so, ɔbɛyɛ yɛ kɛseɛ. Now, as we move on to the next year, the questions we are asking is that what are some of the things or what are some things that we need to do so that going forward we can also get there. Now we are going to look at 5 things that we need to do. 5 things we need to look at going on. Ghana as a country, we are blessed with everything. We're blessed with everything that we need. But the question is, why are we still at where we are? Why are we still, as a nation, country Ghana, why are we still at where we are? Why are we not developing? Why are we not developing? Now, the 5 things you are going to look at in the next year. The first thing that we need to look at is what I'm going to talk about. But the question I ask about it is that what does or what do the country Ghana lack? Somebody should tell me. Somebody should tell me what we lack as a country. What do we lack as a country? And why are we not developing as a country? Ghana as a country, Ghana as a nation, Ghana as a state. What do we lack? And going forward, what can we do? We all pray that going forward, God will help us so that we can get to our destination. It's so sad. It's so sad that we are in a country where we are blessed with everything, but we lack everything. Adeɛ baako pɛ ɛna mepɛ sɛ meka kyerɛ Ghanani biara. Ɛwɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ yɛtumi esi nkete, yɛtumi gyina benane na yɛka kyerɛ yɛn ho sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ. Now, the first thing that we need to look at, the first thing that we need to do is that we need to come together as people. Togetherness, unity. Unity is what we need to look for. Unity that can bind us. It is unity that can shape us. Unity that can position us. Unity that can help this country to get to where it's supposed to get to. It is so sad that a country like Ghana, we have everything and then we are lacking everything. I was say yɛka yɛn ho bom na yɛboa so that we can go far as a country. So the first thing, as I said, is unity. Let's come together as people. Let's come together as a nation. Let's come together as a country and we can build this country. Ghana, we have everything. We have the gold, we have the cocoa, we have the timber, we have the diamond, just name it. But what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us is unity. What is wrong with us as a country is that we are not able to bind or come together as people. We need to put ourselves together. That unity, that cohesion, that will help us build our country. So the first thing is let's come together as a people. Let's come together as one family. Let's come together to make this country proud. And when we're able to come together, share ideas, I think just yesterday and before yesterday, Alan Kojo Martin has visited the president-elect to also give him his ideas. And this is what we want to experience. This is what we want. Everybody have to come on board so that we can build that country. So Kojo Alanche Martin visited the president-elect yesterday. Cheddar has also held a press conference indicating that he will support the president-elect. These are good initiatives. These are good things. This is what we need to do. As a country, let's build it. So the first thing we need to do as a country, as a people, is that let's be one people. After elections, party is over, then the country first. Let's build the country together. That is why I've always insisted. I've always said that it's about time we need to call for a national policy and not a party manifesto. Because it's a party manifesto, everybody thinks and feels that okay, fine, you said you do A or B, so then do it and let's see. And that shouldn't be the way to go about this country. The way to go about this country is that we need to collectively come together, have a national policy which will enhance or facilitate whatever we want to do as a country. So the first thing we need to do is that let's come together. Unity is the first thing. Now, after we've come together as a people, what we need to do next is what I'm going to talk about. But before then, Cheddar visited the president-elect, John Dramani Mahama, and he elaborated and enumerated a lot of things. He said a lot of things, and we'll go and listen to him. We'll go and listen to Cheddar. And it's so touching. This is what we need to do. This is how we need to build a nation devoid of your party affiliation. Ɛmfa ho ne amanyɔkuo a wodɔm. Ɔman no nkonimdie ne nka nkɔ ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ ɛda obiara akoma so. Nti yɛtumi ka yɛn ho bom as one people. Yɛka yɛn ho bom sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ. Yɛbɛtumi ayɛ. Now let's go and listen to Cheddar. But then let me give the credit to TV3 for this press conference. Let's listen to Cheddar.
Our president-elect is showing a great sign of unity, and that's what I would have also done if I had the chance. We are separated in many ways, parties and colors of parties, and it's made the agenda for the country separated as well. So when I look at the history of maybe Alan Chemartin and now also trying to add what he can to the country for us to go forward, I think it's a good thing. I would love for the fact that we all come together and then build one nation, build one country, and create jobs that we don't have. It doesn't really take one party or one group to find the solutions to all our problems, but it takes great minds to come together without hate, jealousy, selfishness, and having total concentration and focus of what we need to do. It wouldn't just be about funds that I will invest, but it also be about my time, my energy, my mind, and my wisdom, my knowledge, my experience that I'm willing to contribute to this country for the growth and for the betterment of this country.
So this is Nana Kwame Bediako, popularly known as Cheddar. So you see what he just said. This is what we want Ghana to be. We want Ghana to be a better place. We want the Ghana that when we all come together, it will be a nice place. So the first thing, as I said, is unity. We need to be together as one people. And when we are able to come together, we can go forward. Now, the next thing that we are going to look at after unity is that we need visionaries. We need thinkers. We need leaders who will not just think about themselves, but those who will think about the nation first. So we need thinkers, visionaries as leaders going forward. That is the next thing that we need to look at as a nation, as a country, as a state. The sovereignty of this country is at stake, and the sovereignty of this country need always have to be a concern to every Guinean. So every Guinean need to build himself or herself, and let's position ourselves very well so that we can get to where we're supposed to get to as people. Because when we do that, it'll help us. When we do that, we can get to our destination. It has not always been very simple for us. It has always been very difficult, but I always believe that we will get there. Then- then we do that. So I think that irrespective of anything, after we have come together as people, as I said, the next thing is that let's try and build the country that we want. We need visionaries. We need leaders that will think about the country. Just not just leaders, but responsible leaders that have vision, that will not think about today of the country, but they'll think about, let's say, just the longer term. They'll think about how this country can move and go far, take this country to the next level. We need leaders who can expatiate things, who can let things work for us as a people. These are the kind of leaders we are expecting. These are the kind of leaders we need as people. And it's our prayer that those leaders will get them. And even we have them. But you see, our problem in this country is that we are not willing to support our country. We have let politics divide us. We have let politics make us feel like we are nobody. But I think going forward, that notion, that perception will change. We need people who can bring us together. We need leaders who can say, hey, going forward, this and this need to change. So, as I said, one is togetherness. Two, we need visionaries. We need political thinkers, thinkers that will look afar, people who can lead us, who can change things for us, leaders who can say that, okay, things are difficult, but then this and this that we need to do to change things. It shouldn't always be the same way. Things should change. Things should change. I was saying, yeah, my sister. I was saying, in my then, as sister, not kind of fun into my party for. So going forward, the two we need to have good thinkers, leaders who are visionaries, who can project and predict going forward what we need to do, how we need to do it, when to do it. We just get our national policy that will guide us in terms of education. This is the direction in which we are going. In terms of infrastructure, this is how we want to go in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 15 years, the next 20 years. This is the direction in which we want to go as a people. This is how we want to build a country. We need leaders like that who can see and think afar. And when we get those leaders, we can set forward and we can make it. Now, the next thing that we need to do, and that is the third point, the third thing that we need to do, if you look at the thumbnail, Ghana has everything: the cocoa, the timber, the diamond, just name it, the salt, and then so forth and so on. We have all these things, but then what are we using these things to do? So, going forward as a people, what I can say is that the third thing that we need to do is that we need to establish ourselves as a country. We can't always be a developing country. We need to be a developed country. Ghana need to be a developed country and not just a developing country. We have been developing, and we have not gotten to that destination in which we want to get to. I always say that if you don't know your location, you can't get to your destination. Where are we now as a people? As a people, as Guineans, where are we now? What is our current location? If we don't know our current location, we can't get to our destination. So we need to know where we are now so that we can get to where we want to get to. So the next thing we have to do, and that is my third point, is that we need to establish ourselves. Establishing ourselves means that we need to process our raw materials into finished goods. We need to process our raw materials. Ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ cocoa, yɛ timber, yɛ diamond, ɛnnɛ yɛn nkyene ne yɛ nneɛma no a yɛwɔ wɔ ɔman no mu no, ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi process it. Processing it means that ɛwɔ sɛ yɛsesa ne tebea no na yɛde kɔ tebea foforɔ mu a yɛbɛtumi atɔn de akɔ amanaman so, yɛbɛtumi de akɔ aman foforɔ so na yɛakɔ akɔnya sika de afiri mu na yɛde aba. So we need to process and then change the format of being always doing the primary production and then just exporting the primary goods. No, let's move away from the primary production to the secondary production and then also to the tertiary, so that at least processing our goods into finished goods, the raw materials into finished goods, we can also sell them, get more, how do you call it, foreign exchange. So the more you import, the more you get more foreign exchange into the country. And the more we get the foreign exchange into the country, we get more dollars, we get more euros, we get all those things. When we get them into this, all those monies, when we get them into this country, it is going to stabilize our city, and our city that has always been depreciating will also be a thing of the past. So these are the things we need to do as a people, as a country, as a state, as a nation. We need to try our best, grow it domestically, make sure that what we grow domestically, we make it and we establish it and we do it very nicely so that we can also package it, make it look very attractive, add more prestige to what we produce, and then process it so that then we can export them. We are in a country where we just pick our cocoa beans, just transport it or export it just like that. These are things that we need to change going forward as a nation. It's about time we build the country that we all want. We know how to do it, but then the way to go is always the challenge. The way to go is always the challenge. Nothing that I'm saying that is new to every Ghanaian. There's nothing that I'm saying that is new to every Ghanaian. But then our problem has become like, who is taking the mantle? Who is leading it? Who is trying to tell us that yes, this is the way to go? So we are all following that direction and we are doing it as a people. That has been the challenge. But I pray to God that this narrative or these things that we are talking about that we feel and then we need to do that we are not doing, we are going to do them. We are going to do them. So the third thing, as I said, is that we need to process our raw materials into finished goods so that we can export them. When we export them, then we can get more foreign exchange. We earn more foreign earners. Then we can also make sure that we stabilize the city and the people in the country can also feel comfortable, can also make sure that it will attract more investors into the country so that we can get more investors in the country so that they can come and invest into the country. Then also it will boost the economy, and then the economy will also get its stability, and then we can make things better for ourselves. Now let's move on to the fourth thing. The fourth thing that we need to do is that after processing our raw materials into finished goods, and then we are able to get more foreign exchange in the country, stabilizing our city so that the city that always keeps on depreciating can also be the thing of the past. After we have done that, now we have more investors in the country. Two, then the city is now stabilized and then inflation and everything is now normal in the country. Now what we have to do is that then we start to build the country that we want. Put up more infrastructures, build better roads, draw carriage, get more things into the country. The country need more lightening. We need to lighten up the country. Everywhere should be more lights. We should get things, skyscrapers. We should have all those things. Better transportation, better aviation, everything better. All our regions, we need to make sure that all the regional capitals in this country, we develop the place, the layout settlements, we digitize everything. Let's do things that will help this country. Ghana cannot continue to be a developing country. Ghana need to be a developed country. We're all with China. China was a developing country as at the year 2000. You understand? But then look at even Dubai, the Emirates. They have all changed, and we need to change as a people. So I said my first thing that I said, those of you who have just joined, is togetherness. Ghana need to be together. After our elections, let's sit down, draw a development plan for almost a 40 years or 50 development plan in terms of education. This is our roadmap. In terms of agriculture, this is our roadmap. In terms of this is our roadmap. In terms of that, this is our roadmap. We do that. Then after, we also make sure that every raw materials that we have in this country, let's process them into a finished goods, export them, because in this country, our major challenge or our major problem is our CD always depreciating to the foreign currencies. And when it happened that way, what we experience is that it also affects our pockets, and then things that we're supposed to do as a people so that we can earn much, we are not earning, and all our professionals are traveling outside the country, and then they are going to help other countries economy to boost and then also develop. So if we are able to come together as a people, also process our raw materials into finished goods, we export them, and then in exchange we get more foreign exchange into our country, it will stabilize our city, and then the inflations and those things can also be what, things of the past. It will be normal so that we can develop. And the next point that I was talking about is that after our city has been stabilized, we have more foreign exchange into the country. Then, therefore, we can now make sure that we can start building the country. There are some places in Ghana that we need to demolish the whole place and rebuild the place. Because if you look at the slum areas that we have in this country, it's too much. Sometimes I ask myself that, do we have town planners? Do you have people who plan how to even site the country, how to do things? No. Look at these individuals who are now into real estate. Look at how they are trying to build. Look at how they construct the estates. But have you asked yourself, how do we do it as a people, as a nation? Individuals are constructing nice estates. But as a people, as a country, how are we doing ours? It's so sad. It's so sad. So it's about time we sit down, establish ourselves. Na yɛtumi ayɛ ɔman na ɔman no atumi afa ne ntoma pae de afira. Now the last thing, the fifth thing I will talk about is that after we are together, we are no more using a party manifesto. We have our national policy. After we are now processing our raw materials into a finished goods, exporting them, getting foreign exchange in the country, after building infrastructures, better roads, better hospitals, after doing all these things, then I talk about the second one was visionary leaders and then good thinkers. So now the fifth one is that after we've done all what I have said, the fifth one, the mindset. Mindset. It's about time we change the narratives. As Kenyans, it's about time we change the narratives. There are certain things that we do in this country that they're outmoded. We need to also make sure that how the world is going, we pick the positive sides of the world. Nneɛma papa na ɛwɔ wiase saa bere no, let's pick those good things and then make sure that we introduce them in our country. Ɛmfa mbra. Na yɛ mindset ayɛ sɛ, okay, yɛdeɛ yɛ party wei, nti party wei na ɛwɔ abɛn mu a, this party should fail so that my party will come. No, we should put all those sabotage aside, and then we make sure that the narrative, that perception that we have that Ghana will not grow, Ghana will not develop, no, it will go. Ghana will grow, Ghana will develop. So let's change that perception, that narrative, and that is the fifth point I'm talking about. When we're able to change that narrative, that thing that, oh, Ghana will not develop, Ghana will still be at where it is. No, Ghana will get to its destination. But as it stands now, we know our location. We know that Ghana is a developing country, and because we have been able to identify our location, we can get to our destination as a people. And that is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about. It's about time we put certain things off us and then search for it as a people. So my fifth point is that we need to change the perception, that partisan perception. We put it aside. My mom is this, my dad is this party, and that is the way to go. No, that is not the way to go. The way to go is how we combined and then help this country to develop as a nation, to develop as a country. That is the way to go. So I entreat everybody, every Ghanaian, that we should be a bit more circumspect in the way we deal with our issues so that together we can build a better country. So the first thing that I talk about was togetherness. The second thing that I talk about is we get good thinkers, visionary leaders, leaders that can think far, that will not think myopic, leaders that will bring more ideas, open up, also take people's ideas collectively. We can build a better nation. And my next point that I talked about was how we can process our raw materials into finished goods so that in terms of importations that we are keeping on importing things will also be thing of the past. We should rather export more rather than importing more. So if you're able to export more, process our cocoa into a finished goods, process everything that we do here from the primary to the secondary production, we can get more foreign exchange, get more dollars, get more pounds, get more euros. And when it happened that way, and we have more foreign currencies in this country, it can also patch and then make our city that always depreciates also be a thing of the past. And going forward, we can develop as a people. We talk about a lot of things today, but then what I'm leaving you with is that be a Ghanaian and don't be a political party affiliation. Don't just affiliate to a political party, but then just be the Ghanaian you are. And when we are all Ghanaians and we establish ourselves and make sure that we are going to be the Ghanaians that we need to be, we can get far and we can go far. May God bless you. May God help you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well and subscribe for me. The name is The Youngest Commander. Subscribe for me, share the video, like it, and then I know that God will help us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm out.